It's mid-morning at Beeston Market Station, and the daily pickup goods, hauled by Bayer Peacock Loco No. 10 Tiverton, departs with its train of mixed freight destined for various stations and line-side industries down the line. We now take a guard's eye view of its progress as we pass the engine shed, where another Bayer Peacock, Loco No. 24, ex-Glyn Valley Chumley, is being prepared. We pass by the copper mine, which, in my imagined reality, is actually 7 miles further down the line. It's located here, so I can swap empty skips for loaded ones via a hidden loop to Beeston Market Station. This section of the line is raised above the garden on pressure-treated wooden planks. As we make our way behind the workshop, the ground rises up to meet the railway, so the rest of the line is at ground level, albeit on raised beds, built from concrete breeze blocks clad in the local red sandstone. Peeling off to the right is the copper mine branch, which we will see again as it joins the main line at Buckley Station. Just one of the ways I've cheated to fit 7 miles of railway into a modest back garden. We now pass over a crossover, which we will see a couple of times again on our journey down the line. We are now on our approach to Beeston Castle Station, situated, in my imagination, at the foot of the crag on which sits Beeston Castle itself, a prominent feature in this part of rural Cheshire. Waiting on the passing loop at Beeston Castle is the mid-morning up passenger, appropriately hauled by Barclay Loco No. 2, Beeston. We coast into the station, with my representation of a very small part of the castle looming overhead. Off camera, the passenger train has departed, allowing us to carry out a small shunting manoeuvre, removing an empty coal truck from the siding on which sits William Francis Coal Merchant's business, and replacing it with a loaded wagon. The wagons carrying empty beer barrels further up the train can wait until we return up the line, to be shunted into the down-facing siding serving Beeston Brewery. We can now depart Beeston Castle Station and make our way down the line towards Peckforton. This part of the line is seldom filmed, as the foliage has grown so densely it's almost impossible to find somewhere to place the camera. To our right is the nascent River Gowie, which eventually feeds into the River Weaver and thence the mighty River Mersey at Runcorn. The impressive gateway to Peckforton Castle is now also on our right, a recent innovation carved from 3 thermalite blocks, and now a handy perch for birds waiting their turn for the nearby bird feeders. As we approach Peckforton Station, we pass over the rickety level crossing, and in the distance catch a glimpse of the copper mine. Commander Loco No. 25 James is awaiting our arrival in the sawmill sidings. We have a couple of wagons to offload and a couple to pick up, and so James will be assisting in this process. The estate around Peckforton Castle has been turned over to forestry, and so the sawmill has plenty of work converting the raw lumber into sawn timber and pit props for the copper mine, and to be used more widely in coal mining across the northwest of England and North Wales. An open wagon loaded with bricks, sand and cement is shunted into the station's general siding. The local builders still find the railway more convenient than road transport, though competition is becoming quite fierce. With shunting operations completed, James can return to the sawmill sidings to potter around. The pickup goods pulls back onto the passing loop to allow an up-ore train to pass through. As soon as the line ahead is clear, our pickup goods can depart, passing over the viaduct on the downward side of the station. Shortly, the train passes Buckley Gristmill, as we pass once more beside the River Gowie, now on our left. Above us, on our left, we catch glimpses of the up-ore train, hauled by Fowler Diesel Mechanical Loco No. 7 Tollmash. It is making its way towards Beeston Castle Station, while we meander our way towards Buckley Station. Compressing those 7 miles of railway into the garden requires a fair bit of imagination and, of course, suspension of disbelief. For example, Bickerton Station appears briefly on our right, but we must ignore it for now, as it's actually 4 miles away. Passing the Sand Quarry branch on our left, and Beeston Castle Station above us on our right, neither of which of course are really here at this stage of the journey, we commence our climb up the 1 in 40 gradient towards Buckley. To our left, we see once more the up-ore train, which is now between Beeston Castle and Beeston Market Station. We traverse the crossover which we saw previously, to make our way once more behind the workshop, but now in the opposite direction. Skipping ahead, we emerge from behind the workshop to take a junction which allows us to cross the swing bridge, acquired from the Southwold Railway when they no longer needed it, on our approach to Buckley Station. We coast to a halt, so our loco can retrieve an empty coal wagon from the down-facing coal siding. In the 1930s, coal was still very much the primary fuel for heating, cooking, and light industries. With the open wagon now attached to the front of the train, it can proceed. The Boneworks siding and copper mine branch are to our left, and the general siding is on our right. We now descend Gallantry Bank once more towards Peckforton Station. Gallantry, or Gallows Tree Bank, was supposedly named after the gallows or gibbet which once adorned the summit, where the corpses of highwaymen and other ne'er-do-wells were hung for all to see as a deterrent. At the foot of the bank is, as we noted earlier, the branch line leading to the sand quarry with its loading hoppers, which is now on our right. We pass through the cutting on our final approach to the terminus of the line at Peckforton, where we can take a break and indulge in cream cakes and tea at a local hostelry, while the train staff engage in shunting operations for the return journey. I hope you've enjoyed this little ride, and maybe will join us for a return trip one day soon.